Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Boyle1 with East Point Gaming.
I'm Big A174.
And I am JEMHarris.
And today, we're talking about the very best of 2015.
And, of course, disclaimer, this is in our opinion
Yes,
the best
this
of
is
2015.
This is our opinion. We may not know what the hell we're talking about, but this is what we think were the best games, and what we personally like.
So please feel free to subscribe and or follow us on Twitter to yell at us that we're idiots.
Twitter and Facebook
disagree.
just yell at us like, you don't know anything you're talking about, go fuck yourself.
Share with your friends.
Share with your friends. We're great for the whole family.
Fuck yeah.
So, I guess we're going to start. So, our first topic today was...
we want to talk about games that lived up to the hype.
Lived up to the hype. So,
And in a year with Age of Ultron, that's something to talk about.
yes.
Oh god.
So, I guess I'll go first. So, this is actually... I've been playing this game on and off, having a lot of fun with it. The marketing behind it was really great, and it was from a company that I don't think a lot of people were thinking were gonna do great, but a lot of people were like, they're gonna do an amazing job. The last two games were great. It's gonna be amazing. And that, of course...
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. Peggle 3, ladies and gentlemen. No, that is The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Now, like I said, I just been replaying it because the expansion pack came out a couple months ago. Great expansion, having a lot of fun with that, and I just can't stop playing it again. I forgot how great of a game it was. The combat was great, the character was great, Geralt of Rivia was great. Just overall, it immerses you into this world of you are a freak, you are an outcast, but your job is to hunt monsters and kill evil, and you have to deal with the prejudice of the outside world while dealing with trying to find your adoptive daughter, your surrogate daughter. And it was just an overall great game. And I know JEMHarris has been playing the older Witcher games.
Yes, I am probably one of the few people who played the original Witcher, because that, of course, was a PC exclusive, and I'm a PC guy. That sounds kind of dirty.
It does sound a little dirty.
Yes,
I'm a PC. But I think that's why a lot of console gamers got into it, because of the second game, The Witcher 2, Assassin of the Kings, which did a great job introducing everyone to the story, to the lore, and overall it was a great game. And then when they said Witcher 3 will be available for consoles, everyone lost their shit in terms of people who love The Witcher. And from gameplay footage to everything, it just lived up to all the hype going into it. Yeah, there's some texture drops and some glitches, but it doesn't stop you from having a great time with the game.
No, I mean, a lot of people have been talking a lot about, oh goodness, here we go, Fallout 4 as being the ultimate open world game, but I think The Witcher 3 actually is a better open world game.
The Witcher 3...
Don't get me wrong, Fallout 4 is good, and I'll pick that up later.
Yeah, but compared to 2, I'm just going to play Devil's Advocate because I love Fallout 4, but The Witcher 3, what Witcher 3 does better, in my opinion, it gives you this character that you've been through. You know his strength, his weaknesses, his relationships. You know how he's going to act in a certain scenario. You know how he's going to go at a drop of a hat. You know what his moveset is going to be. You understand why this character does everything he does. You understand that Geralt of Rivia is doing this to find Ciri, the surrogate daughter.
Well, talking about it, though, as an open world game, what I really liked about it is there's so much, no matter, you can do things and it has consequences, and you can do whatever you want.
Case in point, not to do spoilers, because if you haven't played this game, please go out and get it. There's...
now, stop watching this video, go buy the game.
Stop watching the video now, go get the game.
Although, quick question.
Yeah.
From a man who hasn't played it yet.
Yeah?
Could you break the game? Could you kill someone key for a quest and never get that quest?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I've done that. That brings up to a point. There was a mission in this island territory, I forget the name, and there was a mission where you had to just help to figure out who's going to be the new king of this area. Mm-hmm. If you did nothing, it will just automatically do something different. If you don't help anyone, if you just leave it alone, a new king will be crowned. And then you see your actions through cutscenes like, oh, this king went on to be the worst king in the kingdom, he did horrible things. Or if you decide to help someone, you may think, oh, this person's a good guy, but you may find out, oh, he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing in the battlefield, so you've doomed a kingdom. And that's something that's also really good, what you were saying, comparing that. You actually feel your consequences have...
You mean your actions have
consequences?
consequences?
Your actions have consequences. Anything you do has a consequence, which is why I think it did it better than Dragon Age Inquisition. Where, okay, there were some good decisions now and again, but Witcher 3, you decide the fate of people, of random children, of entire villages, and you can either just go on, get your money, and go, or you take the moral high ground. Like, no, this is wrong. I'm going to stop you. But it was never as simple as like, oh, they're bad. Oh, they're good. It was always a very thin gray line between the two. Because you thought, oh, this person's a good guy, but then you find out he's like beating his wife. Like, oh, you think, oh, this person's a monster, but he's doing this for his family. So it's that very thin gray line, which is what I loved. And that's why I honestly think Witcher 3 lived up to all the hype, and I still think it's one of the best games of 2015.
Oh, definitely, definitely. We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Everyone can agree on that. It's got all these rave reviews.
It does.
We're not saying anything new here.
No.
Everyone loves this game.
Nah. Alright, so Jem, what do you think? What was your bets game, or what was it?
Okay, yes,
What
well.
was the topic?
Okay.
God damn it.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm so
Lived up to the hype.
Lived up to the hype.
Well, Big A and I shared the live up to the hype game with The Witcher 3, but personally, my favorite game for...
There's a fly.
Trying to get a fly.
Okay, well, my favorite game of 2015, this is kind of a cheat. It's Path of Exile by Grinding Gear Games. Now, it's an online, free-to-play, Diablo-style game. It's been out for a few years now. But this year, they actually released this huge expansion called The Awakening, which added a fourth act to the game. So it was the first expansion to add more game content, more story, and it also did some heavy revisions to the skill system within the game, which, if you're familiar with it, is an absolutely massive skill map.
Right.
And they made some really big changes to it and added more content, more story modes, everything. And it was really a very impressive expansion. Really added a lot of content to what's already a great game. And it has, in fact, I mentioned it was a Diablo-style game. A lot of people are calling it the game Diablo 3 should have been. And it's totally
Big
free
words.
to... Yes, it's totally free to play, and in earlier videos I've talked about how much I dislike microtransactions and fee-to-pay games.
Yeah.
But this one, it's made by Grinding Gear Games, and they're a studio that's very much about you play the game to play the game. You can spend money, purchase items, but nothing that will sort of help you or give you an edge over other players.
So it
Nothing that you
doesn't
can't
break
earn.
the game. It
No.
doesn't like, oh, you buy this, oh, you're the best character ever.
No, you can play the entire game, start to finish, all 4 acts, and not spend a cent.
Nice.
Okay, and yeah, so it's very in depth. It's a huge game. We've got different leagues, hardcore mode, everything. It's an excellent game. I've been playing it for a long time now. I'm a huge fan. I've very much enjoyed it. And as I said, 2015 they released the Awakening expansion, which had a 4th act, a whole revisions to the skill system, and I was very pleased with it.
Nice.
That's probably my favorite game of 2015.
I may actually have to go check this out now.
Yes, go. Yes, everyone who watches this video, go check it out. It's free.
Alright, Aki Boy, what do you got?
I'm in love with Fallout 4.
Okay.
You want to expand on that a little bit?
I mean, sure. It may kind of step away from the usual RPG.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in terms of RPGs as a genre now, yeah, it fits right in. You skill, you choose what you want, but it kind of also flops with how the previous Fallout games were. You could do whatever the frick you wanted. You could even break the game. In this, you have companions that cannot be killed. Literally, I could take a sniper to their goddamn temple, and I cannot kill them.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the exception of one guy, but that's quest related.
Yeah.
Either or. But in terms of its graphics and the lore to, the Fallout universe,
Yeah.
nail on the head.
Now, I've been playing it too, and I've been playing it a little bit longer, so my guy's like level 40. And just to give you some insight, I was just goofing around, walking around, and then I come across this refrigerator where the small child was stuck in it for 200 years. And he doesn't know where his parents are. You could choose to be a jerk.
Oh, so you found Sean.
Yeah, I found Sean. I found him. I found my boy. He's a monster now.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But you could choose to just shoot him. You could choose to help him. Tell him you could sell him to a bunch of slavers and get like some cabs.
Wait,
but,
that's an option?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
In one playthrough, I shot him with a Fat Man. It was hilarious.
Oh!
Those who are unaware, Fat Man is a portable nuclear launcher.
Yeah, it shoots mini nukes. It's great.
Imagine an oversized football getting launched.
Yeah, and And then I shot him with the broadsider too, which is like literally just a cannon.
Oh yeah.
Gun. But anyway, I decided to help him out, try to find his folk. And then I go into this raider camp, and they all have power armor, and it just turned into a firefight. And I ran out of armor. And then all I had was this baseball bat that I found that makes people go flying. It was so much fun. Just so that way a little boy monster can be with his monster family.
Oh.
And it was fun. That's what I mean. Fallout 4, when at the end of the day, it is a fun game to play. Wouldn't you say, Aki Boy?
Oh, definitely.
You know, like, besides all the criticism, like, oh, the engine looks bad, oh, the graphics look bad, oh, there's so many bugs. Do you have fun with the game? That's the important thing.
Look, compared to Skyrim, which, let's face it, was probably one of the most broken games on launch.
Yeah.
This, surprisingly, yeah, it's got a few pretty massive game killers, like getting stuck in an elevator, but they're fixing those. It's still not as bad. Technically, if you avoid elevators, you're never gonna break it.
Yeah. You just gotta avoid elevators like the plague. Oh, God, an elevator.
God save me now.
So, Aki Boy, any thoughts left on Fallout before we go on to our next?
Well, I mean, I can only imagine all the possible DLC. Not to mention the mods.
Yeah.
I mean, considering... Okay, even if you haven't been in the game, you know the world's gotta change depending upon which faction you choose.
Right.
Be it the Railroad, the Institute, Brotherhood, or just say,
Minutemen.
fuck them all.
Yeah. Just fucking all. Let the world burn even more.
And let's face it, there's another massive entity in the Fallout universe that we have not seen in this yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
the
talking
Enclave,
about?
right?
Yeah, the Enclave.
Which for those who don't know, Aki Boy, take it away.
They were the shadow government of the U.S. post-war. Pretty much massive members of government and military were sealed away. Kind of like defaults, but, you know, for government.
But non-tested on?
Non-tested on, good lord. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Imagine a war hero, if you pick the man, or whatever, from pre-war era, comes out of a fault. The Enclave? Tell me they aren't got the interest in that.
Yeah, like, ooh, wait a minute, we can use this guy.
He knew what the world was like.
Yeah. So, right off the bat, right off there, it makes DLC look exciting. It makes future stories look exciting. It even makes mods look exciting. Because mods are coming to consoles at some point, but on computers, they made lightsaber mods. They've made nude mods. They've made One Punch Man mods.
And hell, keep in mind, the official mod kit, which Bethesda typically provides, hasn't even been provided yet.
Yeah.
This is people just digging deep
Like,
into
some of
the
them are just
code.
like subtle mods, like, oh, you can spawn as many followers as you want. You can have a Deathclaw follow you. But other ones, like,
Which is fucking awesome. Please bring that to console.
Which is hilarious. But the other ones is like, you're now One Punch Man from the anime. Punch everything to oblivion. So, okay. Aki Boy, anything else for Fallout before we go on to our guilty pleasures?
That's pretty much it. Oh, and if someone here could make a mod, please, for consoles to get rid of the building restraints on settlements, I will build you the most awesome settlement ever.
You heard him, folks. So, I guess our next topic is, how we word it again, Jem?
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasures. So, I guess I'll go first with my guilty pleasure. Fun story. I recently got one of my friends said, hey, do you want a PlayStation 3? I'm like, I don't know why I'm going to need one, but I can figure out something out for it. So I said, okay. Then I find out that a game comes out that has just been released to the United States, even though it's been out in Japan since 2013. And that game is Yakuza 5. And let me tell you this. I've been having just an absolute blast with it. It is one of those games that takes itself seriously and not seriously at the same time. And Jim's looking at me like, how can that be? I can tell right now. Let me explain.
Excuse me, folks.
The
Sorry.
Story, oh, that's disgusting.
That's
the story is very like a Tarantino story. It follows the lives of 5 different people, all of which are dealing with different stories. You play one girl. You play as a young girl who's trying to become a pop idol. You play as this former Yakuza member who's trying to just live a normal life. You're playing as another Yakuza member from a different group who's in prison and who's trying to get out on good behavior so he can go back to his family. You play as this money launderer. You play as a fallen baseball idol. And all of which interact, and they all interact with each other. So it's very Tarantino, where all these characters interact with each other for a larger story. But when it comes to the gameplay, it turns into Devil May Cry fun. Just bashing buttons. There's super moves that are just, you can do giant swings into buildings. One character is strong enough he's able to lift off motorcycles and just bash people's heads over. One character is so quick he can kick like 20 times in the guy's chest. You can do dance battles with random people with the girl, because you have to be a pop idol. You can go work at a noodle shop. You can drive a taxi.
I'll take an extra large ramen, thank you.
Yeah, and that minigame is horrible. You can go to karaoke bars. You can go to bars. You can do...
Soapland?
What?
Never mind. Don't Google that.
You can go to Hostess Club. You can do all these ridiculous things. And you know what it is? A good review I read, it's like it's a Japanese simulator. It feels like you're in Japan, because this is their culture in a weird way.
Oh, good lord.
Because, like, the Hostesses Club...
Anyone here from Japan, we apologize sincerely.
No, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but how they explain it is, like, this is part of their culture, this is part of their things. Like the Hostesses Club, where people pay money just to sit down and talk to a pretty woman. Or the ramen shops just pop up in the middle of the street. Or these giant arcades at the time, because each time, like, goes, like, into different... Like, in that game, I think it's, like, in the 1990s or 80s or something like that. Or the new one's coming out, it's supposed to be in the 1980s. So it reflects the time. While the story is very serious, the gameplay is just fun. And I'm not saying go out and get a PlayStation 3. If you have a PlayStation 3, pick up the game. It's $40. And it has a long... It's like 70 hours plus, I think, in terms of gameplay. So I would say check it out. I've been having a blast with it. I don't think it's going to win any awards like Witcher or Fallout. But if you're looking for just a silly, silly game with a very good story, check it out. You may like it.
Okay. Well, my guilty secret is I'm one of those assholes who waits until a game's been out for 2 years.
Oh, you asshole.
Then buys it on the cheap. So I actually don't get...
You cheap asshole.
Yeah, so I don't get a lot of games the same year they come out. But... one thing, I didn't buy it, but it's something I thought was really cool on the subject of mods, and the game came out in 2015. The PC port of Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh my god.
Someone actually modded it where you can play as every playable character in story mode.
Really?
Yeah, so you can play as the Red Hood, as all those sidekick characters, even as the police officer from the very beginning of the game, just that open sequence.
Wait. The guy who shoots
killed.
everyone that we were making the joke about in our video, you can play as him.
You can play as him.
Please make that a video.
You can play as Harley, you can just play as all these characters in the game, and even though I haven't bought it because it's broken as fuck, it's something that looks really fun, and I certainly watched a few YouTube videos on it, and so I guess that's my guilty pleasure for 2015.
Okay.
Aki boy?
What's your guilty pleasure?
Plague Inc.
Plague Inc.
Whether it's on my phone on the go, or more recently on Xbox. Hell, it's been on PC for a while, too, which I think it even includes the simian flu from, the Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, they did a crossover PR campaign with them.
Which, don't get me wrong, is beautiful. There's just something about cultivating a small microorganism to destroy all of humanity. There's just something heartwarming about building it up. From some shithole water.
Just seeing your baby grow and just seeing it kill every living thing.
That's my boy. Get daddy proud.
So did you laugh at the movie Contagion then?
I never watched it.
Really?
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's actually a really good movie. And then just think about it. That could be your virus. Oh, I'm so proud of him. He killed Matt Damon's wife.
Well, look. Plus, there are challenge modes, which lets you play, like, historical ones, like the Black Plague.
Okay.
Oh, or, let's say, for the holidays, cheer is outlawed. Be this brain parasite to bring joy back to the world.
That's an interesting scenario.
I named it Elf Balls, and it's like Elf Balls saved humanity. Saved Christmas. Elf Balls saved Christmas.
Fox News, why aren't you reporting on that? Elf Balls just saved your holiday.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
This is not a war on elves, by the way. I would never castrate an elf.
Okay. With that said...
You're welcome.
Good note to end on, I think.
I honestly, whether you think 2015 has been a year of ups and downs, there have been some really good games out. And whether you're in the camp of JEMHarris, where you want to wait a year to get it, wait a year or two, or you're in my camp where you just like, go get it, it's good, get it now. Or you're in Octoboy's camp like, yeah, you can live without it.
Oh.
But until next time, and if you want more videos, please like and subscribe, as we said before. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Oh, there's a fly. Get out of here.
I'm working on it.
How are you working on it? It's over here.
Well, I can't break your laptop now, can I?
That's true. But until next time, I'm Big A174.
I'm JEMHarris.
Akiboy01.
We are East Point Gaming, reminding you, you can always have a good laugh on us.